Hooten. Here.
Here.
Johnson.
Here.
Thompson. Edwards.
Here.
Irwin.
Here.
Speed.
Here. There we have a quorum. We will transact business. Any announcements from staff?
We'd just like to point out that we've had our introductory meeting with Craft Control for the comprehensive drug plan to start establishing the scope of work. We plan to get that weeks to give us a plan, outline that we'll start negotiation of the cost.
Thanks for the update. Okay, Andrea Hooten will read our DRC report tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. See there, you're supposed to be in line. I'm testing you tonight. You did get emailed minutes of the June 9th, 2025 meeting, and
I move they be approved.
a motion and a second. Any discussion or corrections? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, now Andrea, read it.
All right. DRC report. A1 Fireworks at 25612 I-30, temporary business license. Joan Ray requesting approval for temporary business license for a fireworks stand was approved. Merrimack Specialty, Fireworks City, 6905 Highway 5, temporary business license. Kevin Bailey requesting approval for temporary business license for a fireworks stand, which was approved. TNT Fireworks, 400 Bryant Avenue, temporary business license. Heather Whaley requesting approval for temporary business license for fireworks stand, that was approved. 5 Star Fireworks, temporary business license. Mark Bradford requesting approval for temporary business license for fireworks stand at the following locations: 23395 I-30, 5407 and Highway 5, which was approved. Jake's Fireworks, 4910 Highway 5, temporary business license, that was approved. Arnold Fireworks, temporary business license by Terry Harper, that was approved. Panera Bread, 23146 I-30, was sign permit by Arkansas Sign and Neon requesting sign permit approval for the pylon sign, which that was approved. 9 Pine Chapel Drive, conditional use permit, Lot 9, Tanglewood Acres. J.R. Shellnut Construction requesting recommendation for approval on a conditional use for additional square footage for an accessory shop building, recommended approval. Midland Estates Subdivision Phase 1, final plat. Hope Consulting requesting recommendations for final plat approval. Recommended approval contingent upon all remaining comments being addressed and verification that site improvements are completed by Friday, July the 11th. Marketplace East Subdivision Phase 1, final plat. Garnett Engineering requesting recommendation for final plat approval. Recommended approval contingent upon fire marshal verifying that emergency access road is sufficient and verification that site improvements are completed by Friday, July 11th. And last is Bryant Schools, ALE, Building Addition, 1200 South Reynolds, a non-standard building. Josh Minton requesting approval for non-standard building on a new building addition, and that was recommended approval.
Okay, thank you, Andrea. We will open our public hearing tonight. First item on the agenda is number 9, Pine Chapel Drive, conditional use permit. It's located lot 9, Tanglewood Acres. J.R. Shellnut Construction is requesting a recommendation for approval on a conditional use for an additional square footage for an accessory shop building. I'll let staff tell us what's going on, and then we'll open it up.
Pulled up real quick. This is the location of it where the conditional use is requested. This road right here to the south and the bottom of the screen is Boone Road. And then this road right here to the north is Northwest 4th Street. So it's kind of right here in the middle off Pine Chapel Drive. This is a conditional use permit request for additional square footage for an accessory structure. According to the code, a person's allowed 25% of the primary structure for their square footage on accessory structures. The square foot allowed for the property is 406 square feet. The applicant wishes to build a new 40 by 30 shop building back there. There is an older existing shed on the property that is approximately 192 square foot in size. Applicant spoke in DRC that this building would probably be torn down in the future due to its old age. The combined square footage of all accessory buildings on the site would be 1392. This conditional use permit would allow the applicant to have an additional 986 square feet on the property, which is 0.93 acres in size. One thing to point out is in our code, if this property was 1 acre or more in size, the maximum combined square footage allowed according to the code would be 10% the total property size or property square footage. So at 1 acre, the applicant would then be allowed 4,356 square feet instead of just the 25% of their home.
Can you blow up the picture a little bit on the screen, please?
Yes.
Point it out again where it is.
It's this house right here, this property.
Thank you.
And then here is the kind of a plot plan there for the lot itself and the location of that proposed shop building.
Can you go back to the picture and show where the new building would be?
Yes. So it would be located about right here. You can see my cursor.
Okay.
Kind of on the back corner of the lot there.
In the middle or in the corner?
Kind of towards the right corner, I believe, based on the other image. Get zoomed in a little bit.
So they can extend the existing driveway back to the shop, is that?
We'll ask them questions.
I
Well,
think we have a couple.
yeah, we can,
Yeah, it looks like it'll be set 18 feet from the side property line, 18 feet from the rear.
Okay.
and they're not in any easements or anything that's
No, they're
happened.
not.
Any other questions of staff? Let the applicant move on. If you want to come on up to the podium, please. One or both, just state your name and address, please.
I'm Diana Thomas, 9 Pine Chapel Drive, Bryant. This is my husband, Steve. He didn't come with me, but
Bailed on you.
That happens a lot.
All right, driveway. Someone asked a driveway question.
So we will eventually do a driveway. We're not planning to at this time because that whole area needs to be redone at some point. So we want to get the building in first.
How tall will the building be? Walls?
Walls,
Total height?
are those 10 feet walls or 12?
I'm sorry.
10 or 12 feet walls?
12.
Okay.
12 feet walls and
It's a
Plus the
hybrid
kids
building,
and
yeah.
what type of material will be used? Is
It will,
metal?
it's a hybrid building, so it'll be still, trusses and then
Metal?
wood walls and with the metal, siding. We've tried, and we've picked something that complements the house so that it's not sticking out different color or whatever.
That's be hidden fasteners, right?
No,
No, not on
Not
residential.
residential.
It's behind the house.
Thank you for the correction.
Any questions, comments? And all this is relative on a conditional use if there was fencing needed or anything like that. Okay, we're going to let you have a seat.
Okay?
And then we're going to call for any public comment for or against, or a question from the public. See somebody running the street out there. State your name and address, sir.
Butch Higginbotham, 400 Northwest 3rd Street, and guess you need me to write that down too.
As long as you're on the record, we're good.
All right, good deal. So I would encourage you to approve this building. If you'll check some of the neighborhood and if you'll enlarge that a little bit, you'll see there's quite a few buildings in that neighborhood that are already existing and that size or larger, especially the house to the right. And it fits right in with everything else everybody's doing over there, so please consider it. Thank you.
Thank you, Butch. Any other public comment? For, against, or question? One more call. Seeing none, if the applicant wants to rebut any of the comments, you're welcome to do it, or you can sit. We appreciate it. So we'll call for a roll call vote.
Johnson,
Yes.
Irwin,
Yes.
Speed,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Staton,
Yes.
Thompson, is absent, Hooten,
Yes.
Penfield.
Yes. Okay, it passed, so thank you. I would need another motion for our public hearing.
I move we close it.
Second.
A motion and a second to adjourn the public hearing. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, we will move into our business of tonight for the Planning Commission. We have no old business. Our first item of new business is item 14 on the agenda, Midland Estates Subdivision Phase 1 Final Plat. Hope Consulting requesting final plat approval. I think Jonathan's here, and Ted is gonna.
Yeah, so this came before DRC. It's a request to do the final plat. It was conditionally approved upon completion of several lists. Most of those were required as part of Public Works. There was some sidewalk alterations that had to be done, some drainage areas that had to be cleared and stabilized, and I believe some road signs were needed on this. All of those were worked out with Public Works as of Friday, end of day Friday, and Public Works has recommended it be moved on for final plat approval.
I was gonna ask about the crosswalks. There's supposed to be 3 on the
Yeah.
plan. Did that get taken care of? I didn't see it necessarily on the plan.
I think they're on the plat. They'll be on the individual plot plans for the
Okay.
plat, so.
Okay.
I think Planning Commission does, you can come up, Jonathan, does understand this is for 33 lots until,
Yes. They will not be able to build any more houses or receive COs for anything beyond that. They have a continued fire access road that will leave the subdivision.
there's a recommendation from our fire. Any questions of Jonathan?
I think he said it all, but I'd be happy to answer any questions if you need.
So that lot that was eroded, that was pointed out in DRC, that's taken care of?
Yes, ma'am.
John, what size houses or lots would these be?
What size lots? These are 7,000 square feet, I believe, 6,000 to 7,000 square feet. So I would say they're probably going to build 1,400 to 1,600 square foot houses, something like that, I would think.
I believe the minimum lot size for this zoning is 6,000. So the smallest lot out there is going to be 6,000.
Jim, no, you're right, this is the final plat.
I know.
Okay. Yeah, because they've done all the work on the street.
Well, they did.
All right, so staff's happy.
Yes.
All right, seeing any other questions? We'll have a roll call vote for the final plat approval of Phase 1 Midland Estates. Let's roll.
Hooten,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Staton,
Yes.
Speed,
Yes.
Thompson is absent, Johnson,
Yes.
Irwin,
Yes.
Penfield.
Yes,
Thank you all.
thank you.
Thank
You.
Right, item 15 on our agenda, Marketplace East subdivision, Phase 1, final plat. Garnett Engineering requesting final plat approval. Ted, you can
Yes.
tell us.
So this one was also approved at our last DRC as a recommendation that they complete some, I believe the completion of some infrastructure on that, as well as guarantee that they have a fire access road that connects Logan Ridge to the private drive. That road was confirmed by our fire department. I believe they actually drove the fire truck down it to make sure that they could have access to it. They've passed all their requirements as far as their water and sewer connections. I think it's debatable whether or not they have some road signs that are still going to be put up. It's a private drive, so it's not a requirement for us. So once again, Public Works confirmed that everything was in place for them as of end of day on Friday.
So you're telling me that we can't turn it down because Clark's here tonight.
I can find a way.
I mean, you know.
We should find a way.
I mean, Bart bailed and Clark's here,
Oh.
so. Clark is Bart's
In
son.
that consideration, I suggest that they move for table.
All right, we need, I guess, George to move forward, come up. Got to have a little fun with you.
Oh, yeah. My name is George Wooden, and I live at 4411 Boardwalk, Benton.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You recognize me?
Come on, George. Any questions of George on the development? I think we're all,
I didn't see anything on it, bad questions.
I mean, it looks good.
Thank you. Yeah, we put a lot of work on this one.
We'll give Clark credit for how it looks.
Oh, yeah, he probably did the heavy work, heavy lifting.
All right.
There was a question, and I think Kelly, you brought it up, about the property of it.
I think we fixed the plat.
That got sorted
Yeah, I
out.
know what, yeah, that was.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been fixed.
Okay.
All right, and if you remember, we approved the site plan for Collective Church, subject to the final plat being approved. So they'll be able to pull their permit and start construction once this is approved. Is that correct, Ted?
That's correct.
Approved and filed.
All right, we'll have a roll call vote.
Staton,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Thompson is absent, Johnson,
Yes.
Hooten,
Yes.
Speed,
Yes.
Irwin,
Yes.
Pinkham.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Item 16 on our agenda, Bryant Schools ALE Building Addition, 1200 South Reynolds, non-standard building. Josh Minton is with us requesting approval for non-standard building on a new building addition.
So once again, this was one that was passed through DRC this past week, and it is approval for a non-standard building. As an annex, this building will also have a safe room in it as part of a requirement for all new schools. There is a couple of things to note on this, is that they have where it sets is it's real close to the setback on the building, and in one of the drawings it indicates that the condenser unit will be within the setback. And we have since required that they provide a letter that if so needing, they will have to relocate that, and they've approved that, and it will have a screen around it. So anything else was a result of the fire department making sure that they had the proper clearance between the building, and so that if they had to leave for fire access, that the fence that's not even indicated on this would be enough space away from the building that they could exit the building.
The site plan for this is actually on, I think it's on DRC agenda, correct, for this week. So the site plan itself will be approved at DRC. This is just for the non-standard building portion of it.
So what is the requirements on what those materials should be?
So according to the commercial design standards, you're only allowed 30% of assigned metal, AR panel, sheet metaling for the front and both side facades of the building that they have out there that was built years ago. So it was all metal when they built it with, I don't know if there's even some brick on the front of it maybe, but okay. So it's pretty old, and this would just match the existing metal that's out there. And I have elevations to show the.
It's not a heavily traveled area. I mean, there's room to drive, but you wouldn't even see it necessarily, would you, from Reynolds?
You really wouldn't see it from
I mean, it's
Reynolds. You'd see it from Wilkerson.
Yeah.
That's where you would see it from. Because the location of it is going to be in this area right here, where my cursor is.
I think it'd look better matching the existing than. But tonight's approval is just for the non-standard building. They still have to come before DRC for site plan approval.
That's correct.
So any questions of Mr. Minton or Josh if we need? Were they all handled? Okay, looks like we're gonna do a roll call vote.
Speed,
Yes.
Irwin,
Yes.
Staton,
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
Hooten,
Yes.
Thompson is absent. Edwards,
Yes.
Penfield.
Yes. Okay. Be one other item on the agenda?
You gonna do it?
Move we just.
Second, all three. All in favor, aye. You're adjourned.
See y'all.